All right, then. So today on Afternoon Snackage, my friend, my colleague, Jamie Hunt is joining me. Hey, Jamie, how are you?
Hey, I'm so happy to be here.
Hmm.
So great to see you.
Good to have you as my Breakroom Buddy.
I wish we
So
were in person.
I do too. That actually would be pretty cool. But
Be
this is
great.
the next best thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because you know what. You are living it up. Your weekends on the beaches of Virginia. You're living it up.
It's pretty great. I'm going boating on Saturday. I'm loving it. It's fantastic.
Oh, thank you, Jamie. Thank you. Just rub it in, why don't you?
Sorry.
Have you met Jamie Hunt, by the way? Jamie, I like to brag about being on the beach on Weekend Hunt, who is the founder president of Solve Higher Education Marketing or Solve Higher Ed Marketing, host of Confessions of a Higher Ed CEO. Wonderful podcast, still going strong. How many years have you been doing the podcast now?
4 years. I've hit episode 105. Right? And you know Rob, my producer, he keeps me on the do not miss. You will never miss an episode. I'm too scared of Rob to miss.
That is so dope, though. That is really dope that you've kept it going with it. But it is such a good podcast.
Thank you.
Yours is still up there with podcasts. I haven't checked it out in a minute, but I do need to check it out. I still keep Teresa and Aaron in rotation with Trusted Voices. And then and Kevin, I still keep Kevin's
Higher
podcast,
Voltage.
Higher Voltage. I still keep him in rotation as well. And Jamie also serving right now is the interim president, or I should say the interim vice president of Marcom at Agnes Scott. I almost gave you a promotion to interim president. How would you like to do that?
I mean, if there were a place where I would want to be president, it might be Agnes Scott, because I really love everything about Agnes Scott. It's fantastic.
That's really cool.
Not enough to move to Atlanta and take the job permanently, but I do love Agnes Scott.
Yeah, that would get you away from the beach.
Yes. There's not enough beaches in Atlanta and way too much traffic.
So I drove through Atlanta a few months ago, and I did not enjoy it.
No.
I did not enjoy it one bit.
No. I took a Waymo from Midtown Atlanta to the Agnes Scott campus. I was so car sick by the end. It was just the whole way. It was awful. It was awful. My Uber, I did an Uber on the way back, and he's like, yeah, it's just always, the traffic's always terrible. That's not my journey.
It is. So let me tell you, Halim and I, we took a trip from New Orleans to North Carolina. We had to go through Atlanta. And I kid you not, it was a holiday. It was a holiday. I mean,
like Memorial Day or something?
Yeah. You're thinking, oh, nobody's at work. It's going to be pretty clean. No, not Atlanta. No way. No how.
No.
Golly, man. That was rough. That was rough. That was really rough. So, by the way, what are you having this afternoon?
Chai latte is always my drink of choice when it's not alcohol.
Mm-hmm. No. Okay.
And I suppose you don't actually know if this is a chai latte or if it is an old fashioned in a mug, but it is not an old fashioned.
Oh. Boo.
Yeah. It's not 5 o'clock yet.
Well, I don't see any garnish with, floating around in there. Right. So no, you don't have any of that. No, I'm having my afternoon coffee. So
nice.
in my favorite mug, because
I love it.
It has an E.
Nice.
So I am actually kind of surprised that in 2026, 6 years after COVID, we still have people who are having headaches and they are having all kinds of heartburn over remote work.
It's wild.
It is. So let me start with this. I remember during the COVID lockdown, when I had my last gig, there was someone who made the comment that folks had the luxury of doing remote work. And my response was, I didn't get a chance to talk to this person directly, but I'm thinking to myself, first of all, it's a health measure.
Right. We're
We're
trying
doing
not
it
to get sick and die.
right.
Yeah,
People,
yeah.
but then I did wind up asking someone this question on campus. When you send a request to my team, do we respond right
Mhm.
away?
Mhm.
Yes, you do. When we do your request, when we handle the request, do we get it done? Yes, you do. Is it in a reasonable amount of time? Yes, you do. So, do I have to be sitting in front of you, giving you FaceTime in
Right.
order to carry this out? Did we do what we said we were going to do? And if the answer is yes, then you don't need to know where I am.
No. What's the problem? What's the problem?
Are you
And
still seeing
I
a lot
am.
of yeah.
Yeah, I am. And so I have a friend who's a leader, a VP, said no more remote work days at all. Not Fridays, not one day a week. Even if you have a sick child, if you have a sick child, you have to take PTO because you can't work from home if you have a sick child. Right. Totally back to in my mind, the dark ages.
Yeah.
And it's so like I am so much more productive working from home. There's no distractions. There
Mhm.
or you can have your distractions quieted, right? But no, I am seeing a lot of people pulling people back into the office full time. And I just think it's a huge mistake. I really do. I think those days working from home, particularly in our field where you're writing or you're editing or
Yeah.
drafting a strategy, I want to be able to put my headphones on, listen to music, and not worry about somebody knocking on my door and saying, "Hey, do you got a second?" or fill in the blank. And my husband leads a 10-person fully remote team scattered all over the country. And they're one of the highest performing teams on his campus. They're just cranking through stuff. So effective.
Yeah. That the thing about it, and this is not the first time I've heard this. I actually know someone else who said, listen, when I'm at home, I get stuff done.
Yeah.
My office days are my hardest days
Yeah.
because everybody's coming by.
Yep.
Stop. They want to spill tea. They want to do this. They want to do that. And that's probably the thing that this person said annoys her more than anything else is everybody wanting to stop and gossip and things.
Yes.
And she's trying to get some stuff done, some real
Yeah.
stuff done. As far as the story you just told, though, what does that do to trust, though?
Right. Right. So this announcement that they had to move to everything in the office happened in February. And I talked to my friend and she said, it's still, everybody's still talking about it and how upset they are about it and how they're starting to look for other jobs and, all of that. And it's the damage to morale isn't the one day that you tell them they have to come back. It's ongoing forever. Like you've lost them. You've taken away something with no good explanation other than I need to see your butt in that seat to believe that you're actually working. It's so bad for morale.
So we're talking 4 months.
Yeah.
Of people who now are at a point where they probably don't trust leaders.
Nope.
And then what does that do to the one thing that you need in order for your business to really run well, communication?
Yeah.
What does that do? Because now you've lost the trust. I've got to imagine they've lost the quality communication.
I'm sure.
And probably a real sense of collaboration on top of that.
Yes. I think leaders misunderstand. Like if you're signaling, I don't trust the people that report to me, they will not trust you. Like it's not I trust you fully, even though you don't trust me. Nobody thinks like that. Everybody's thinking, if you don't trust me, maybe I shouldn't trust you. What's the deal there?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I felt like that quite a few times throughout my career. And my thought is this: if I don't trust you, what am I doing here?
Yes.
Or if I don't trust you, what are you doing here?
Yes.
Because the other side of this, being in New Orleans is like the home of workplace saboteurs. Okay.
Oh, geez.
Oh, people here love to sabotage the workplace. They love doing it. So think about how many, and I have seen this, having started my career in New Orleans, and left New Orleans for a little bit, came back to New Orleans. I see it when people are saying, you know what, since I don't trust this person, I'm going to do everything I can to make their lives a living hell.
Yeah.
Everything I can. I may be on the maintenance team, but I can make things very hard for people by not cleaning your garbage
Yeah.
in a timely manner.
Yep. Leaving that dead squirrel on the sidewalk instead of cleaning it up, which is a true story.
Oh, really? That happened?
Yeah. At a campus there. Well, it's actually kind of a funny story. I saw this dead squirrel laying in the middle of a busy walkway, and I called facilities, and they said, I was a VP, and I called the VP over facilities, and she said, you need to put in a work order. And I was like, I am not putting in a work order for someone to pick up the dead squirrel. Like, we have campus tours coming through in an hour. Somebody get the dead squirrel off the sidewalk.
Okay, wait. I got to find this out. How long did it usually take between the order being put in and the
7 to 10 business days?
It's like, okay, we're walking, just step around the decomposed squirrel. We're walking.
Right.
This is where by the way, this is the dining hall.
Yeah, right. It was right across from the Student Success Center. Like, this squirrel is not emblematic of our student success.
This was a squirrel who was waiting for their grades. Right. And they waited all this time, and this is what happened to them.
Exactly. Poor squirrel.
You have to put in a work order to pick up the dead squirrel.
Yep.
Before the campus tour comes through.
Right. In an hour.
In an hour.
Yep. Yeah, good times.
Did the squirrel ever get removed before the tour?
So I did go into the chancellor's office and explain the situation, and he called the VP and was like, if you have to physically get that squirrel yourself, somebody get that squirrel up.
Goodness gracious, man. Yep. So what do you is there anything that you've kind of heard in the wind as far as people saying, and I kind of know the answer to this, but I'm just curious about what you might have heard, especially since you have gone around and trained folks and that sort of thing. Have you heard anything in the wind with people saying, if I can't have a remote or hybrid option, I'm not taking the job?
So I heard that a couple years ago. I'm not hearing it quite as much now. Yeah. And I think it's because the job market's not great right now.
It's tight right now. So this is not the time to ask that question. Right. I take that question back.
I mean, I do see people say, I am only open to remote jobs. Yeah. But then they sit on the market a little bit longer, I feel like.
Yeah. And I mean, I do think that is the other side of it. You can want to work remote or hybrid. To demand it, though, I mean, you really do have to. You have to look at where you're working.
Yeah.
You have to look at the opportunity, and you have to ask yourself, is that a hill you really want to die on?
Right.
Especially if you can commute to the workplace.
Yes.
Now, I can understand somebody who's in a situation where they're in a rural area and the nearest place that they can really get the kind of work that they're looking for is like an hour away or 2 hours away. That I can understand. I would say 2 hours away. And I mean 2 hours away drive time, right? Not like New York or someplace that has a thriving public transit system.
Yeah.
But if you can get to your workplace in a reasonable amount of time, if you can commute and you want to draw a line in the sand saying, I'm only going to do remote work or I'm only going to do hybrid, I think you need to ask yourself if that's really, really the fight you want to have with someone right now.
Yeah. I mean, it's an issue, right? Like, taking away a benefit is like taking away any other benefit. Taking away a work from home day is the same as we're not going to pay for as much for your health insurance, or we're not going to do X, Y, or Z. But I think people think like, well, I'll just go work for an agency
Yeah.
Those are all fully remote jobs. I can't imagine how many applications agencies get. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
I'm not hiring and I get people sending me their resumes. So I can't, I mean, they're in high demand jobs. They're
Mhm.
demanding jobs too. So like
Yes.
the
Yes.
balance has to be, I don't know. I don't know what the solution is. I think everybody should be human to people. And if you trust somebody and let them work from home, at least hybridly. And if you don't trust them, like cut them loose. What are you doing?
Yeah. So what would you say are some of the what are some of the solutions that a workplace can put in place to maximize hybrid slash remote teams?
Yeah. So these people I'm talking to, and my team at Agnes Scott, they're all in the office on the same days.
Mhm.
So that maximizes that collaborative time where they're in person for brainstorming or whatever. And then they're away from campus on the same days for those heads down days. And I think that's working really well for us. And I think having that, just the communication around expectations. I mean, you
Yeah.
know as well as I do how important that is. If you lay out the expectations, this is what I want, this is what's needed, and people will rise to that challenge or they won't. And if they don't, that's when you can have a conversation with that person about changing what the quote unquote rules are for them. But if they're performing well, don't punish everybody because one person is taking advantage or something.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
fair.
This is I'm not this is not me back in my Catholic elementary school where everybody
Yeah.
gets punished because Eddie didn't do his homework on time.
Yes.
I mean, no, this isn't that. But I do think that there's a very high value to communicating very clearly what the
Mhm.
expectations are, and that setting a tone for
Yeah.
people to operate well as a remote team. One of the things that I did when I had my director role was during the lockdown, I would make it a point to stick very tightly to my check-ins with my teams.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
it would be a phone call. I didn't give them grief over not being on camera for meetings. I asked that they did it. But if they told me, Eddie, I really just don't want to be on camera right now, that was a really tough time for people. So I didn't give them grief about it.
Yeah.
Um, so I felt that kind of held us together.
Yeah.
At least that's what I think. I don't know what they would tell you,
Right.
um, but I do feel that kind of worked. I do feel just a casual phone call saying, "Hey, how you doing? How's everything
Yep.
going?" Again, at the time, people were going through a tough time, so I felt that was pretty necessary. But right
Yeah.
now, I do think doing things like a leader having a really just a casual phone call saying, "Hey, listen, 5 minutes, just want to check in, see how you're
Yep.
doing."
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and with my team, it's we meet every week for one-on-ones. I didn't previously meet every week with my direct reports. Um, I didn't find that there was enough agenda items because there were all those hallway conversations happening. Well,
Mhm.
now I'm fully remote. We are using, chat to have conversations.
Mm.
But I do think it's important to get some face-to-face time for one-on-ones. And they're also really new. They started a couple months ago, so they need that
Yeah.
attention from me. But I also think, like, my husband does happy hours every Thursday at 4. People can come or not, and they do. It's all,
Mm.
we're not talking about work. We're having lighthearted, the kind of conversations you would have in the break room.
Yeah.
What's your favorite movie? What did you do this weekend? What concert are you going to this weekend? Those kinds of things. And I think that helps keep that culture connected to each other as human beings, and
Mhm.
less like we're just a bunch of people all over the country doing who knows what.
And I think also, now that I think about it, there was another element that I think that worked pretty well. It was a lot easier to get team members to talk when it was a phone conversation versus them coming to your office
Yeah.
and they're sitting there thinking, well, I don't really want to talk to you right now because I don't know, somebody might hear what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The walls might have ears.
Yeah.
In which case, that was a legit concern
Yeah.
for a lot of people.
Yeah. I believe
And
it.
And I do find that people opened up a lot more when I got them on a phone call, and it was that quick 5 minute.
Yeah.
I intended for it to be a 5 minute call. And then sometimes it turned to a 15, 20 minute conversation, a very useful 15, 20 minute conversation where I learned a lot more about somebody, and and that helped me communicate with them a lot better.
I bet.
So I think in the remote environment, I mean, we all have the proof that it can be done.
Yes.
I think it just takes it takes some training. Um, and that's one of the things, specifically in higher ed. You're still in higher ed. Higher ed, are we still having trouble embracing professional development?
Well, so that's a big part of what I do is like retreats, workshops,
Yeah.
AI training camps. So I'm getting a lot of calls and requests for that. But then I'm also hearing from friends like, oh, our professional development budget was cut. We can't, oh no, nobody's going to AMA this year. Nobody's going to PRSA this year because our budget was cut. And so I just feel like we're in a time of so much disruption, particularly with AI, and we can't be not investing in people's growth because they're going to end up so far behind. And that puts the institution really far behind.
It does.
And that's dangerous.
I really think that it is a mistake to cut a professional development budget, especially in higher ed.
Yeah.
I think that is a big, big mistake because so many people, higher ed, you know this as well as I do, higher ed is so easily siloed.
Yes.
And it's literally people not wanting to walk from one building to the next building to have a conversation sometimes. And they would rather sit there and have a 20-string email exchange.
Yes. Yeah.
And you're sitting there going, you could have solved this problem like
even pick up
15 emails ago.
Yes.
You could have solved this problem.
Yep.
And you could have picked up the phone. That would have helped too.
We're very scared of the phone. Like
why?
There are people I've talked to that just say, I never answer my desk phone. If it rings, I don't answer it. I'm like, well, somebody might be trying to clarify something so it doesn't take those 20 email exchanges. I just wish people communicated more. That's just, and not necessarily with email.
See, that's why we have these break room conversations.
Exactly.
But that, you know what, that does make me realize something. So the last job I had, I would allow an email exchange to go a maximum of 3 exchanges. And then I got sick of it and I picked up the phone.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you how many times I would pick up the phone and the other person would go, oh, hey, what's going on? And I'm like, we just had an email. What do you think is going on? I'm calling you to deal with this and to solve it.
Yeah.
It sounds like there's a simple question that needs to be answered.
Yeah.
Are we having sandwiches or chicken wings?
Right. Right.
Chicken wings.
What's the hold up here?
Yeah. Okay, great. Can we please get can we please get the owl council off the conversation about what kinds of hors d'oeuvres we're gonna have at the next event?
Well, then
chicken wings, that's it.
There's like the problem of too many cooks in the kitchen too, where you have 15 people weighing in on sandwiches or chicken wings. Can we please just like narrow down who actually needs to make this decision?
Jamie, I've actually literally sat through that email exchange with people about what the refreshments were going to be for an event. And there was a disagreement about finger sandwiches versus chicken wings. I kid you not. This actually happened.
I believe you. I was in one where we had 7 highly paid cabinet members. 7 highly paid cabinet members talking about what color, you're going to laugh, what color the paper plates and plastic forks should be.
Thank you for finishing that after I drank my coffee. Okay. After I took my sip.
Right. Like, should they be gold or should they be one of the school colors? 7 cabinet members, a mix of cabinet members and directors to decide gold or a school color.
See, the directors had it all together. It was the cabinet members who
Oh, it's
created the problem.
1,000% the cabinet members.
And you know what? Here's the thing. Sorry, cabinet members, but you
Right.
know yourselves. So
Right.
here's the thing. But I bet part of the conversation too, because I've seen this conversation. Do we have to do the university colors? Yes, it's an admissions event. So yes,
Right.
we do. And then, well, I'm sick of seeing the university colors. I'm sorry, this is the way it goes.
Yes.
When you work at an institution of higher
Yes.
learning, especially when you have an athletics program,
Yes.
you're
You
going to
can't
do the
change school colors?
I, yet again, another exchange I've seen. And I'm sitting here going, what is not, I'm saying, like, what message is not getting across to people about this?
School colors, if I got a job as a VP and somebody said to me, okay, your first task is to come up with new school colors, I'd be like, this has been great. I've enjoyed working for you. I gotta go. Like, there is no way I'm tackling that. Like, the alumni, everybody will lose their minds if we change the school colors. I'm out.
Okay, all right. I got to make this last point. This has got to be the last laugh. Okay.
Okay.
This actually happened where I worked at a place where a president wanted to change the alma mater.
Oh no.
This person wanted to rewrite the alma mater.
Oh no.
They're probably watching this. And I joked about it. I thought it was a joke. And then I realized that this person was serious. And so I started joking in the meeting right in front of him. And I said, oh, so you're going to get like a Casio keyboard and get in the bathroom and be like, and you don't stop. You won't stop. And
I love it.
They didn't appreciate the joke too much.
But people will go nuts if you do that.
Yeah.
People feel attached to the legacies of their institutions, as they should, I think.
Yeah, they should. I mean, because it's affinity. It's the place that helped you get from point A to point B in life. And even if you didn't do it as a student, I mean, for me, having been an employee at a few institutions, I still have an attachment to all of those institutions because I put my heart and soul into the work. And so, yeah, I can definitely understand that. So, all right. So we think that we are still on the right track with remote work. It's not a bad thing. It won't destroy your organization.
No, you're good.
However, for the people looking to do remote work exclusively, you should probably negotiate wisely.
Yes. Well, like if you are a top performer, you have a much better shot of negotiating that. If you are somebody who's like been borderline getting a pip, that conversation's not going to go well for you.
If you're in PIP territory, you need to start making demands now.
No, you're in trouble. It's not going to.
No, if you are backing up Gladys Knight, one of the PIPs, you are not the person to make demands.
No, sir.
You are in a weak. This is what we call a weak negotiating position.
Yes. You will be, they'll probably be like, you know what? You can work from home 5 days a week, just no more paycheck.
Exactly.
Let's do that.
Yes, I know people who would do that too.
Oh my, I've had it happen to me. For people, you're like, you just got a written warning. What do you mean you want to work from home another day a week? No. Bless their hearts. That's a good Southernism, right?
It is.
Bless their heart.
It has multiple meanings. Well, Jamie, thank you so much for being a Breakroom Buddy. So you're gonna have a nice, productive day the rest of the day.
I am. I still have meetings. What's up with that?
Meetings. Yeah. This is the beginning of a new comedy set. Meetings. What's up with those things?
What's up with that? Yeah. I'll Seinfeld on you. Thank you for having me. I always love chatting with you, Eddie.
Same here. Thank you, Jamie.
Thank you.